You hear me?
Yeah, you would say that right when we go live too.
Oh my God.
Shout out to the nation, man. Shout out to everybody here in the building. Welcome to the latest episode of the Graphk and Stu Show. I am Graphk Raider, my big brother right here, Stuart Swagger. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man. Life is good, but I'm worried, bro.
Uh-oh.
It's getting crazy out there, dog.
Okay, so we got some stuff we need to talk about today, right?
No, I mean, just the state of affairs of our great country of America.
Uh-oh, here goes Stu.
What?
Hey, so let me do something real quick before we go that route. Okay?
I see you with the Sacramento.
Yeah. You know what time it is.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me do this real quick. Shout out to my boy Demon, man. Jason Hunter, I appreciate you so much.
Damn.
Just want to say what's up, fellas. Got to be up early, so I wanted to jump in before you got on and say have a great weekend and stay blessed.
Appreciate that.
Shout out to my brother Jason Hunter, man. I appreciate you, King. We got to get up soon. My brother's out here in Dallas. Let's get up and get a cigar soon. I keep saying that, but we have to link up. And I want you guys to realize, too, we have somebody in the building, right? So I didn't say anything because, this is someone that I haven't had on with Stu yet. And
well, you never know. Hey, you never know who could show up, right?
Yeah. And this is someone that I love dearly, man. A fellow Raider brother that puts on a great show. And last minute I hit him up. I didn't expect him to pull up because he's out there on the same time as you. I was thinking, man, I don't know if he's gonna pull up, but he said, bro,
he's on the east.
He's actually, if I say the name, everybody's gonna know the town. Everybody will know where he is. But I'm gonna say this. Shout out to our brother, Murph. Yeah.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on, boy Murph, man?
Murphy Lee.
What's up, brother? What's up, third round legend out of Purdue, 2004? What's up, dude?
Shit, man.
First time you ever shared the airways, brother. This is an honor to join y'all. And
Stu already likes you, bro. He already likes you.
My buddy Graphk, man. Thank you for the late invite, man. Appreciate being here, dude. Y'all are the best, and you know how much we love you. We can sit around and have a love fest for a good hot minute, but anyways,
it's all right. We can blow each other for a little while, man. That's right.
Hey, for your hit on LaDainian Tomlinson in 2005 alone, forcing that fumble, that's all the respect right there, brother.
Appreciate
there we
that.
go.
Thank you.
Hey, real quick, for those who don't know as well, we're live in Vegas for the entire draft at Barcode Burgers. These two gentlemen and our brother Swag Jeff will be on the live stream. So you guys stay tuned for that. We're going to have Murph, Jeff, Stu, every Purdue pick. Stu will be popping up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So he'll be there. And Murph.
I'm hoping that we can get some of these guys on the show before the draft.
Yes. So for those who don't know, Stu reached out today to Aiden O'Connell.
Yep.
Who else did you reach out to?
Payne Durham. Jalen Graham, the safety / linebacker. I'd like to reach out to Corey Trice as well. Charlie Jones, he came last year. I met him during the offseason before the season started, but I never really had a chance to really get to know the dude too much. So I love that Charlie Jones.
Corey Trice is an interesting corner in this draft. He's 6'3". The measurables are crazy.
He's all of 6'3", yeah. And he was hurt last year. So don't go off of he had an okay season last year, but he was recovering from a knee injury, and it hampered him the whole year. So, but very, very great kid. I know his mom comes from a great family, just a good all-around type of dude.
There we go, man. So tonight, you guys, we're just kicking it. We're not going to break down the draft. We're not going to break down the offseason. Me and Murph have pretty much beat it to the ground as much as we can on our shows, right? We're going to have some fun because there's a reason why. I mean, I would love to have Murph on every one of my shows because that's
I think I see in the background. Is that Lester Hayes back there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got Lester, got Willie, we got Kenny, we got all kinds of guys back here.
And that is the reason why I wanted to have Murph on this specific show because, instantly he came on. He knew former third round pick. He knew where you were drafted and all that. Look, Murph is just a diehard Raider. This guy knows the team. And I want to just talk about some past stuff tonight, if that's cool with everybody in the comment section.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some Stu highlights. Let's talk about some locker room stories because I think I've heard every one of them, but there's probably a million of them that I haven't yet, though. Let's be real.
I also want to give a shout out, and we'll talk later about my daughter and her track. Track this week. Yeah.
Yes.
I have a premiere drop in an hour. And it's a little video I made. I think you guys will appreciate it.
I mean, she got people asking for autographs already. She's Himothy right now. She's Himothy. Yeah. So let's do this. Real quick, shout out to everybody here.
Thirsty Thursday.
And I got a shot on deck already. I want to say this real fast. If you guys are not subscribed to Stuart Schweiger's show on YouTube, stop what you're doing. Go subscribe. Go subscribe to my brother Murph's fan cave. Phenomenal show. Him and Swaggy, Michelle. I love what they do over there as well. Make sure you guys.
What is it?
It's Raiders Fan Radio.
Raiders Fan Radio, but Murph's fan cave. I know him.
We do it from the fan cave. Yeah.
There you go. But if one of the moderators wouldn't mind, man, if someone can put both, the links inside the chat to let everybody go follow our brothers, man. And that would be well appreciated. And I want to tell everybody real quick too, my apologies for being late. I was literally doing a podcast. Bro, the first episode of the Blackout Division podcast was tonight. It's all audio, so it's not live or anything, but it was me, Kenny King, my brother Raider Cody, and Wasted Talent. So that'll be out either tonight or tomorrow. You guys stay tuned for that. But let's talk some Raiders football, because you don't know this, Stu, but Murph lives in Tennessee, right?
Oh, okay.
But he's from the Bay Area. So A's fan, Raiders fan. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a Northern Cali guy.
And we'll see you on Saturday, Graphk.
We'll see you Saturday, brother, and I can't wait. This is gonna be fun. Either you guys hand the torch over, or we're getting cooked. So yeah.
Wait, did you say Warriors? Are you talking about Warriors Kings, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, Warriors Kings. Yeah. Yep. Series first round in the NBA playoffs. Three seed.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yep. So this is our first time in the playoffs in 17 years. So
hey Murph, I put in the private chat my cell phone number. Take that down and shoot me a text message.
Right on, brother. We'll do. Absolutely. We'll do.
So I want to do this. Murph, give us some of your favorite stories around the era.
Hold on. You said Tennessee?
Yeah.
Are you in Nashville?
Just outside of Nashville. I live about 30 minutes outside of Nashville. Yeah.
Okay. You're not that far from me.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm in West Lafayette. It's about 4.5, 5 hours, but not a bad little drive. Yeah.
Okay, good deal. Yeah.
Well, I'll be in Atlanta this summer, so I know I'm going to stop in. I'm going to stop in Tennessee. I got to go see Murph and them. It's
you
mandatory.
Got to come here and join us in the fan cave, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's mandatory, bro. I have to do that. Give me some of your favorite times in that Stu era, right? And because there's so many different eras, and that was. I
appreciate the fact I get my own era, man. I appreciate
because let's be real. And this isn't because of you, Stu. The defense was phenomenal a few years while you were there.
Yeah,
but that was the struggle era. That was the top ramen era in Oakland, like the struggle meal, right? But and this is the thing that people don't understand. Stu played some really good football for us for many years. It's just that offense was really bad, man. The Andrew Walters, no shade to anybody, but we couldn't find a quarterback. The O-line couldn't hold up.
It was a revolving door.
Revolving door.
Here's the thing. I'll be honest with you guys, man. I loved my teammates. We had some bad coaches, man, on that offensive side, man. We had some really specifically in that offensive line room. And it was, like I said, we had guys, man. We really did have guys, but we just couldn't put it together. And the more I watched some of them old games, there were some really close games, and there were some stuff where the officiating, man, and I don't like to say, I don't like to blame losses on the refs or whatnot, but there were some really bad calls that I had never seen before until those years. And they were really game-changing calls that, you take 4 or 5 games that year, any of those years, and that's 9 wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some of those games literally was 1 or 2 plays, and there was some legit bad referee. Officiating, yeah.
Matt Marinovich in there says the bed and breakfast offense. Yeah, that Tom Walsh offense. And but I got to give you props those two. If we were to transport the Stu era defense into 2023 or even 2022, the Raiders aren't 6-11. Like when you guys had some freaking ballers and some dogs on that freaking defense, especially in the secondary. And when you just, I mean, obviously got Captain Kirk up there, but then we got Michael Huff,
Kurt Morrison, Derek Burgess, Warren
yourself.
Sands.
So many good players back then, man. And
Namdi, Fabian Washington, Ronaldo Hill, Huff, Thomas Howard, God rest his soul.
Amen. Amen.
Isaiah Kajuba, Ricky Brown. God, I mean, we had Ted Washington, Bobby Hamilton.
Ted Washington.
I say this to this day: Robert Thomas, Thomas Howard, and Kirk Morrison.
That's
the best linebacker trio
forever.
Since then. That's the best linebacking core we've had since. Like, I mean, yeah, y'all had some
I go
great
back to
players
stat.
on that defense.
Again, I go back to this stat when we played the Houston Texans in 2006. And Graphk, you've heard me use this stat before. Houston Texans finished the game with negative, I think, 5 or 7 yards passing, and we still lost. Like,
unbelievable.
What the fuck? What the fuck, dude?
Bro, how the fuck did that happen?
How the fuck does that happen?
It happens because bad field position. It happens with offense turning the ball over. I think Houston scored like 2 times on defense. Gerard Cooper. Fuck, dude. Yeah, god damn it, man. That's my dog, man.
Your best friend, bro.
My best. Yeah, no, it was. That was that guy. Me and him were Stu Duke and Coop Duke. We were the Duke brothers.
Nice.
And we had a good. I mean, and then you include Rob Ryan, Willie Brown, Chuck Pagano, Wink Martindale,
guys that are still in the league now.
What about old Randy Hansen?
Oh, Randy Hansen, Clayton Lopez.
Let me ask.
We had the D line. Goddamn, what's his name? Forgive me. He was Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL back in like '94 for the Vikings. Keith Millard.
Yeah.
Freaking Pat Jones, who was the head coach at Oklahoma State. When Barry Sanders was there. So I mean, we had a good ass staff too, man. I mean, defensively again, Joe Alvanzano, great special teams coach. God rest his soul. And it was just
hey, real quick, Murph. Hey, you got to tell Stu to shut up sometimes too, bro.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Stu. I want to ask you though, because this. All right, so there was a huge controversy, obviously, with the whole Randy Hansen thing and punching Tom Gable punching him and breaking his jaw. And he allegedly got knocked over a desk. Was the
Tom
story?
Gable, piece of shit in my mind.
Okay, all right. And this is where I want to go with this. So I had Randy on our show. This is when I first started podcasting, and we did like this 3-part thing with Randy Hansen and him telling kind of the whole story. And he told, frankly, in my mind, just me as a fan, some pretty tall tales about how Al Davis would meet with him privately and said that he was going to groom him to be the next GM, and like these really like big stories. And I want to ask you about your experience, because he was what, the assistant secondary coach, right? So he probably had
the mad scientist, and we've had Randy on, and I still talk.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Randy is a very, very close friend of mine, and Randy doesn't lie. It's not in his name. I don't even like, he's almost somewhat autistic. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew like the percentages of things, man, like little tiny tricks of how to differentiate in this formation, if it's going to be a run or pass off of a guy's stance. And he would, funny Randy Hansen story. And I think I told this to Graphk, but I remember it was during the summer. It was like maybe the off season, maybe like in March. So, we had just come back. We're just kind of working out, and Randy Hansen comes down, and he just looks like he's been fucking up for 8 fucking days. He's all just, he's fucking, Stu, Kansas City. And he's talking with me. I said, Randy, when's the last time you went home, man? I just been up there all night. I've been breaking down this film, and he goes, Stu, he goes, my wife's anniversary, or it was me and my wife's anniversary, and I forgot. And I said, Randy, it's not good, dude, because this is March. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, go home, bro. Go see your wife. And
hey, Murph. Hey, Murph. You know what's funny about this whole story right now?
What's that?
It's Stu's wife's birthday today.
Yeah. What? I didn't forget nothing.
I know. But me and Tiff were on your ass earlier.
I know you. No. I got everything. No, I got everything. Yeah. Good. And there was hashtag no booty hole. So, hopefully tomorrow. But no, Randy. I'm gonna tell you this. Randy is he was huge in when Dante Culpepper was throwing for all those yards in Minnesota. But that guy, he could break down film and a good dude. And whatever happened, I guess Cable was on staff, but I didn't talk to the offensive line coaches very much. To me, he's a bully. He's a guy with a big ego. And he's a guy who likes to throw his weight around or whatever. And, he might be a tough dude, but I mean, to punch Randy Hansen. I mean, I've never heard Randy Hansen be disrespectful to anybody. I think if maybe he just probably asked a question and because, a lot of these coaches are insecure, maybe he felt like he was embarrassed or something, you know what I mean? But
I was just going to ask you that. So, because the way that he explained it was that he was such a confidant of Al that a lot of the other coaches were insecure because of that connection and that direct line of communication he had with Al, and they were feeling threatened by that.
I could see that. I could see how again, guys, these coaches, man, it's unbelievable how insecure they are, how they what do you call it? Micromanage everything. Yeah. It's just like, dude, I mean, instead of hiring the best people around them, they hire people who know less than them so that they can control them and so that they can stand up there and just fucking hear themselves talk. And it's amazing to me how, well, you think as the higher you go up, I mean, obviously in the NFL, that's the pinnacle of football, right? I mean, that's like, you think like, this is the Mecca. I mean, you're gonna be with the guys and I mean owners and stuff like that. And you'd be so surprised at some of the fools that are up there. And that's why you see the same teams generally win. You see the same coaches generally at the end of the season vying for a Super Bowl. It's because there's not a lot of good ones out there. And guys would rather lose but be with their buddies and stroke each other off, then maybe have some confrontation with some guys and win a championship because they it's like, you know what, man, listen, dude, you got a bigger dick than everybody, man. Can we just win some football games, bro? Like, seriously, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
at that point, like you're the head coach. Like, okay.
Golly, man. Stu, quit talking about the Jerry Rice locker room story, bro. You got to chill out with that shit, bro. You have to stop with the.
Hey, I said, Jerry, get that thing fucking out away from Jerry. Jesus Christ.
Stu said, you're already the best wide receiver of all time. There's no way that God gave you that too. Like, come on.
You don't get both, motherfucker.
Hey, real quick. Hey, Stu, have you talked to Ali since he went to Seattle? Olsen?
Oh, it's funny. He texted me today, matter of fact.
Okay, because he looks really happy up there. With Pete.
Let's see.
Greg Olsen, you guys, our former OC.
I texted him. I said, because I invited him to the Hall of Fame. He couldn't make it. But again, like I said, his wife, Lisa Olsen, was my wife's track coach.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
At Purdue. Yeah. And I know his twins. He actually calls his son Little Stu, who's a safety at, where's he at? He's out in California. Pretty good athlete. And his daughter is actually a 6'3" superstar volleyball player, I think at UCLA. But anyways, I just said, hey, congratulations on the new position. And he said, thanks, dude. I love the video. I sent him that video of the basketball game when I got introduced or whatever. But he texted me tonight at 8:00. So he's happy. I'm excited that he's out there because he's from Washington.
Yeah.
Yep. So like I said, man, he is he was on staff when I was at Purdue, Coach Drew Brees, and just a guy that was just a down-to-earth guy, no ego at all, coached a long time, has been successful. And I'm happy. And he got everything because the Raiders were trying to fucking screw him over bad, dude. Like,
so we talked a lot behind the scenes about what happened with him, with moving on.
It made me very upset that the way they were treating some of them. But that's how these big dudes do it. These guys with a lot of money, man, they just
can we somewhat talk about that now or no?
I think so. I mean, basically they didn't want to pay him the rest of his contract.
Yeah.
And he was actually in back and forth with actually my buddy who was the GM at one point. What's his name? He was a Notre Dame grad, actually. This was 2 years ago. He was the president, I thought, and then they got rid of him like a month later.
President,
the guy that came in after Badane?
No, he's been there. God damn it.
Notre Dame alum.
Yeah. You guys are gonna know the name. He used to do contracts.
Oh, somebody in the chat will break that down.
He got let go, and he was talking, and then he kind of came back and was saying that all the stuff behind the scenes was messed up, and the DJ. What was his name?
You're not talking about our GM, right? You're not talking about Mayock.
No. Hold on.
Damn, I'm trying to. That's really.
It's I'll tell you right now.
But basically, in a nutshell, when Gus went to Indianapolis, and Ali ended up going to the Rams and being like, I believe, a QB coach, right? Basically, they weren't trying to pay him his money.
They weren't, and it was part of his contract. And then they're literally like, they would hang up on him, and basically, it was just they acted like so immature with the whole thing, and it was his money that he earned. Hold on one second here.
Hey,
Dan Ventrelli.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. You're talking about in Los Angeles. I was thinking Raiders for some reason. Anyways, my bad.
Shout out to Top Beast. Hey, we'll ask that question in a minute, brother. Trust me, I got you. Remind me on it because I definitely want to ask. But I don't think that Stu. Well, what Stu knows about what we got going on with the whole Josh McDaniels and everybody in the building right now. We'll definitely get to that. Let's talk a little historical Raiders stuff real quick, and we'll get into it. I got you, brother. I got you. Real quick. Hey, Murph, man, anytime, like I said, in that era.
Well, how long, Murph, when did you become a Raiders fan then?
When I was born.
Really? Okay. And you're from whereabouts in the Bay Area?
I'm from San Jose, California, is where I grew up and spent most of my life. And now I've been in Tennessee for 20 years, but I'm an old guy. So, still most of my life was in California. But
work brought you out there?
No, I actually moved out here randomly. I lived in the Florida Keys for about 4 years, and then my liver decided it couldn't do that anymore. And so I came to Tennessee for a wedding and fell in love with the South, and I've been here ever since. It's such an awesome place. Cool. But so I've been a Raider fan ever since I knew the Raiders were a thing. I tell this story all the time that my first trip to the Oakland Coliseum was in utero. My mom went to the 72 World Series with me when she was pregnant.
That's pretty cool, dude.
So, I've been around this stuff. It's been a hot minute. Yeah.
That's dope. Stu, give us, I want to say a locker room story, right? Because we've already done a million of those, the Randy Mosses, the Jerry Rice situation that we can never revisit again. We actually
I have a
that's what I want. This is the Murph show.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
So one of the things I think is so cool about the Raiders, and there's a million things I could do an entire podcast about the things that I think are amazing about the Raiders. But one of the things that I do love that I think is near and dear to all of us is the idea that the Raiders take on the spirit of Al Davis in the way that they embrace their players, their past players, the whole once a Raider, always a Raider thing. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that the Raiders do that's unique compared to the rest of the NFL is you have alumni weekends. And I know that you were a part of the very first alumni weekend in Vegas. And I would love to pick your brain about what that camaraderie is like, what that experience is like. Anybody that's ever played for the Raiders is welcome. Where'd Stu go?
No. Because you mentioned alumni, so he's grabbing some stuff.
Okay, cool. All right. So and it's open to everybody. I mean, players that were with the team a brief period of time, like Miles Burris, all the way up to guys that rest in peace, guys like Daryl LaMonica.
Miles Burris, bro.
I know, I busted that out of nowhere, right?
Oh man.
So, but like, the late great Daryl LaMonica, I mean, was a a big presence at Alumni Weekend. Phil Villapiano, like a lot of the longtime greats are there, but also it's just open to anybody that was alumni. Tell me about what that's like, experiences like, and most importantly, Stu, I want to ask you this because I've been a fan of this damn team forever. And what is it like connecting with the legends of the game? Like, what is it like to connect with a George Atkinson, somebody that played the position at the highest level at his time, the same position that you played? What is it like for you? And what's that visceral experience like as an alumni?
Well, first of all, George Atkinson is a very, very close friend of mine. A guy that if I call, he answers every time. And I remember this was this season, and I can't remember what game it was. And Morag was having a game, and I called him at GA during the game or whatever. And he said, Stu, he goes, these motherfuckers. And I go, I'm telling you. I said, it's number 25. He goes, I'm looking at him right now. I'll call you back. And he was up in Al's suite, but George GA is
and he was at the alumni party with us, Stu. GA kicked it. He kicked it. He was cool.
Well, Villapiano, you met Villapiano, didn't you? Yeah.
Shout out to Stu. This is how solid my brother is. He brought me to the alumni party. So Shieldmore, me, Hammer.
There was a gang of us.
Oh yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, bro. I kicked it with everybody. I got to see every legend. Marcus Allen, Timmy, Kirk Morrison, on down, bro.
Blitnikoff was in there. Rich Cannon.
Everybody was there. Rich, I got to kick with Rich, Bill Romanowski.
I think Hammer didn't Hammer blow Romanowski, I think?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. No, so one thing about the Raiders was, when I got there, you get drafted on Saturday, and then they flew us out Thursday, and it was team minicamp. There was no rookie. It was the whole entire team. And one of the things I remember, Willie Brown, God rest his soul, he was the best. He was the best, man. Never touched alcohol or drugs his whole life. He liked his True Blue cigarettes. He liked smoking those. At halftime, you'd go in, how they'd bring the bleachers in. And when we go to the locker room, him and Freddie B would be under the bleachers over there, sitting there smoking their cigarettes, motherfucking everybody.
Hey, real quick, Matt, Jim Otto was there, and also Chuck. We kicked it with Jim Plunkett as well. Plunkett is solid.
So I got a good, actually, remind me of the Plunkett story I want to tell. Yeah. So Willie Brown was, he was a coach, but he was more of, there was those Raider legends. Jim Plunkett was on one of the shows. GA was on one of the shows. Blitnikoff was a wide receivers coach. Willie Brown was an assistant coach, but he was more of like a kind of a mentor for us. He was a coach, but he wasn't a coach. So you felt comfortable going and like talking to him. You know what I mean? But I remember when I think it was Thursday night, we had he met with all the rookies, which would have been the drafted rookies with, 8 or 9 of us or whatnot. And he said, put on your pads, all your playbook. None of that shit matters right now. He never swore. But he held up the Raiders history, yearbook, or it's like a big book that has the 3 trophies on front. And it's like the history of the Raiders. And he said, guys, he says,
Murph has it. Murph has it right now.
I've got it. The media guides. I've got them right here.
It's see if you can grab it, because I don't know what I did with mine. I want to see, because I've been talking about this.
This Murph is the only one that can compare to what I do in my cave.
So that's the media guide. This is the one from 92, but I also have here's the one from 84, the year after we won the Super Bowl. And
do you have around the 2000 area? Do you have the one around the 2000 one?
No, I don't. No, I just have the Super Bowl era.
It was that book, and he showed it.
This book, yeah. It's got all the details of all the different players and all the stats and it's basically the almanac for that year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he said, guys, he says, go home and study this.
Oh, I love that.
He said, know what it is, know what these guys had to do, first of all, to be great, and then to win 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Right? Look and see what those guys did. And he said, secondly, know them because these guys are going to be around here. And you need to go up and pay your respects to these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there thinking, like, how fucking terrible would it be for me to be, out there at camp and here's Jack Tatum, watching practice and I don't even acknowledge him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm big on like knowing the history of stuff. And so again, you had Jim Otto let's see, we would watch film Monday and we'd have a break and I'd go in and every Monday I'd sit and listen to Jim Otto stories, man. And he'd tell me about his hunting days.
Who is new in the world? Jim Otto is the coolest guy you will ever meet in your life. He came up to us in the parking garage and just started talking, and we just had a full-blown conversation.
His wife is awesome.
He was solid, man. But go ahead.
During the offseason, him and another guy, they would travel the country and wrestle. They were pro wrestlers as well.
And he owned a restaurant in Sacramento, I believe.
I think he did, yeah. But he'd tell me stories of driving down Harbor Bay Parkway. He just bought some new Corvette and he had a bunch of girls hanging out of it and shit. And he was fucking hammered. And the cops would pull him over and follow him home. You know what I mean? And but you had Plunkett, Otto, GA, Flores would come around a little bit. But yeah, so we knew like those were the Raider legends, like those guys. Oh, that's okay.
Shout out to Captain Jack.
Those were like they had a job with Al for the rest of their lives. Like they're going to be in the building. But when the alumni came out, and I want to say what's up. Shannon Jordan, Devin Lewis Buchanan, Callie Welch, who I'm very close with, and also Katie Flath. They're the only
Katie. She's so solid.
Katie is my girl.
She's done shows with us, Murph, and she works for the team. She's the one that organizes the alumni stuff, right?
So the Raiders organize, they have 4 full-time staff members just for alumni.
Yeah.
So when they first got involved, I think there was like they had kind of been in communications with like maybe 120 former players. That was 3 years ago. Now I think it's up to like 760. And what they do is, for instance, like Devin Lewis Buchanan, what he does is he actually calls every one of these players. We try to get, and here's the deal. Once a Raider, always a Raider. I thought, fuck that. That's for, Marcus Allen and these guys, Tim Brown and stuff. It's not for the rest of us or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Well, there are like 3 guys that don't get that, but yeah.
No, but real quick though, because it's funny. I have to say this, and I'm not saying this because I look at Stu like a brother, but he was like the life of the party. When we went there and hung out, everybody was like Stu, Stu was running around. Like it was like Stu looked like the superstar amongst everybody because, everybody's more reserved and kind of kicking it and, like just kind of catching up. Who else was solid though? Who pulled up, bro, last minute? That we went to go see at check-in.
Isaiah
Fargas.
Oh, Fargas, yeah.
Fargas pulled up last minute. Solid.
Huggy Bear Jr.
Huggy Bear, yeah. He was solid, hella cool. But there was some guys like, especially Khalif Barnes, love him, man.
Oh,
there was guys, bro, that Murph, that you would be shocked that walked up to us and was like,
there were guys from this. I mean, from literally the very first when they joined as the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
Like guys from that staff. But here's the deal with this committee. I mean, like I said, Buchanan, he'll call and just, hey, how are you doing? Do you know about these? Do you know Social Security, disability, the NFL concussion stuff? Do you know you have access to this, access to this, access to this? Because the NFL doesn't tell you shit. They have a lot of stuff available, but you got to kind of try to find it. And then once you find it, how do you
maneuver around?
Yeah. So they are. I mean, look at this. I mean, they send happy birthday cards signed.
Wow, that's so cool.
When I got inducted into the Hall of Fame at Purdue, they sent me here. Hold on.
Yeah, brother, the Raiders are different, man. I love this organization because of that, man. Like
right here, they sent me a package of these fairy tale brownies that says, sorry we couldn't come back for your Hall of Fame weekend. Congratulations on your induction into the Purdue Athletic Hall of Fame. You are our favorite Boilermaker Raider, Jessica Garcia and Katie Flath.
That's fire.
Wow,
and like it literally,
amazing,
when I talk to like my buddies, they're so jealous. So jealous. And here's the deal. All you got to pay for is just a plane ticket. After that, the entire weekend's taken care of. Yeah. But the thing that's awesome.
It won't be any more, Stu, once you piss in those sinks at the M Resort.
Well, you'll tell them that, man. I mean, shit.
I'm sorry. It was me.
Those sinks.
I was the one that pissed in the sink. I'm sorry.
You thought it was the trough at the Oakland Coliseum. That's why you did it.
Those sinks have seen worse things than my anyways. So again, when I left the Raiders, I think I told the story.
Yes. But I love it, and I hope that Murph, I want you to hear this as well.
Yeah, please. Yeah,
this sets up the new story of who Stu is in the Raider Nation now. Because are you talking about the one where you felt kind of?
Well, what happened with me and Al?
Okay, yes, no. Say that story, but then go into how you felt about the fan base and felt like.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Follow it up with that.
Okay.
This is awesome, by the way.
Too, though, look at that.
And Nick, real quick, Stu, real fast.
Greetings, yes, sir.
Nick, real quick, brother. You would never have to pay for an autograph. Send me the address. We'll have Stu send you a card, brother. Just DM me, and Stu has 1 million cards on deck.
Oh yeah.
He'll sign one and shoot it your way, Nick. So just
absolutely.
That's it.
Oh God, where do I? So do you want me to tell what basically
tell the Al story where you ended up leaving the organization and then how you kind of fell out of love?
So
everything.
So Al every draft has his pick. He has there's a guy that's his guy, and he might come in during the draft and say we're taking this guy, and the other coach started going, well, what the fuck? Like we didn't really talk about this dude or whatever. And I was one of Al's picks. Matter of fact, the only communication that I had with the Raiders before the draft, right? Like, and you're talking, since our junior year at Purdue, we had scouts coming, right? I mean, because we had 11 guys on defense drafted, right? So, I mean, and then my freshman year was Breeze and the whole offensive line got drafted. So we had scouts coming in all the time. Never once did I ever hear or see a Raiders scout or them ask me any questions, right? So then you go to the bowl game and there's scouts there. Then you go to the Senior Bowl and it's like basically another combine, right? Then you go to the combine and you have all these interviews and you take all these trips and all this stuff and you start to get an idea of, okay, I'm feeling pretty good with this team. I'm feeling good with this team or this team and not whatever. And I was at the combine there in Indianapolis, and in the evenings, they have the bottom floor of the hotel. Basically, every room is cleared out, and you'll have a card, and it'll say 8 o'clock Chargers, 8:15 Philadelphia Eagles, 8:30 Washington Redskins, and they'll blow a horn, and you go in, and literally you walk in the room, and it's the entire coaching staff, front office, and then a chair, and you just sit there, and they just grill you with questions and whatnot, right? So then after that, though, there's still an hour before you need to go to bed, and you go across the street to a convention center, and they tell you to go over there because guys will grab you, and it's another way for you to talk to people. The only communication I had with the Raiders, right, I go over there and people are grabbing me or whatnot, and this older, black gentleman, and he's got like the Raiders hat, like a straight Raiders hat, just like a old polo, with some sweatpants, and his glasses are down here, and I knew a little about the Raiders, but not very much, right? Coming from Michigan, I was more of a Lions fan, and so he basically sit down, son, and he's barely even looks at me. Name, I'm like Stuart Schweigert. Height, weight, I'm like, shouldn't you have this fucking information? Like, what the fuck?
I'm at the combine, for crying out loud.
Phone number. He's like, three best games, 3 worst games. I'm like, and then he's like, I told him, and he's like, all right, see ya. And I'm like, I'm definitely not going to the fucking Raiders. They want like fucking. There's no way. But what happens is you have a lot of these front office guys, and they're just fucking tag-alongs. They look to see who other guys are hyping up and who these other GMs like, right? So a lot of times they'll put a lot of smoke and mirrors with they'll
They're doing it right now. They're doing it today.
Right. Yeah.
They will bring in guys that they do not want, but they know this buddy is going to see that and probably draft this guy, right?
It's poker right now.
Yeah. Other guys, they like, they don't say nothing about, right? So I was Al's guy, and the very first mini camp, like I said, I finished the camp.
Oh shit! Here goes Stu. He in his bag.
Amazing.
Stu's gonna grab a bunch of memorabilia. He has a memory for everything, and I love this
draft card.
So this
picture him and Al. That's badass.
That's me and Al. So this was Sunday of
that,
the
bro. Stu, dog.
Yeah, let that linger for a second. That's
you saw this, didn't you?
I do. I have, but bro, I forgot, and to see that again.
Dude.
Hey, when I come out there, bro, I need to get a double of that and autograph.
Yeah,
for the boys.
Well, this was literally 8 days after I was drafted, it was Sunday, and we were doing a team drill where if defense stops it, we win. If offense scores, whatever, right? And I finished it with an interception. Norv Turner breaks this up, and this was when Al he could still stand on his own. He could still walk, right? But he went to
every. Will you put that in a frame, please?
Yes.
I have a bunch of these. I have a bunch of these.
Oh, okay, all right.
And Al, he'd sit there and he'd either wear the white starter, outfit with the Raiders here, or the black one.
Yeah.
But by this time, right here, you can see he's wearing that black one right there with the Raiders on the side here.
Hey, and tell about the cologne. He's legendary for his cologne. Could you smell him?
He kind of just smelled like kind of an old dude, mothball kind of,
Back in the day, he knew he was coming down the hallway because he could smell him before he could see him.
I know. I could definitely, I could definitely see that. But he said,
I said mothball.
He's standing over there and he's got his towel, right? He always has his towel, and it always has the glasses with the chain on it. He says, Schweigert, come over here. And obviously, yes, Mr. Davis. Yes, Mr. Davis. Yes, Mr. Davis. He goes, that ball just always seems to find your hands, which don't do pause on that, okay?
I'm not. This is Al, bro. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
I said, thanks, Mr. Davis. He goes, man, I'm really excited to have you here. And he grabbed my jersey, and we walked into the facility together. So I was
this is Harbor, right?
Yeah, Harbor Bay, 1220 Harbor Bay Parkway. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. Al signed everyone to 5-year deals, regardless of what round you're in. So what that means is, technically, as a 3rd round pick, I should have signed a 3-year deal.
Because this is, and so I understand, this is pre the rookie structure that's now, right? Like,
yes.
Because that's because Jamarcus was the one that broke it. And then the NFL changed going forward to the 4-year.
Well, I think Sam Bradford was the one that broke it.
Oh, Sam Bradford's the one that broke it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But anyways, right. So I signed a 5-year deal.
Okay.
What that meant was I got a bigger signing bonus. Okay. Which that's the other thing. I didn't know who FICA was. I didn't realize how much money they take out in fucking tax.
Oh.
I'm sitting here. I signed for $1 million was my signing bonus, right? So literally before camp, like you have to sign and they hand you a check. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna get a check for $1 million fucking here, right?
California.
So then what they do though is they
give you $8.
Hey, yeah, and you wonder why Murph lives in Tennessee and I live in Texas.
Amen. Amen.
They split it up in half. So they give you half now, and then like 5 weeks later they give the other half. So then I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get $500K. And I remember Cody Spencer was a linebacker from North Texas. The guy who ended up playing in Nashville for a while. A great fucking great guy.
Damn, I haven't heard that name in forever.
Right?
Bro.
Cody Spencer, man, great guy. He lives down in Texas.
Oh wow. You got to get him on the show.
He'd be a great one. He'd be great. So I open it up and I'm like, where the fuck did my money go? Where the fuck is my money? It was a check for like, and I know this sounds bad, but it was a check for like $215,000. And I was expecting $1 million. You know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't even know if I can afford the rent here at the house I'm renting with this much. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit.
You're at the extended stay in Oakland?
What's that?
I say, were you at the extended stay in Oakland at that time?
Fuck. I actually.
Oh, the one right behind Harbor? Right behind the headquarters?
I lived on Harbor Bay.
That's the one that Will Compton says smells like homeless sex and cigarettes.
Bay Farm Island. I lived on Bay Farm Island. I rented a house. So anyway, kind of 5-year deal. That's my bonus. Well, I started the last 2 games that year. I played a lot that year. And that was when they had player performance bonuses, right? So how many you got credited, like every play that you were in, depending on what round you were drafted, you got an X amount of dollars for that play, right? So basically, if you're a 6th round pick and you're playing a bunch, you're going to get a lot of money. So it kind of compensates, right? Mm-hmm. So, I become the starter, and I think I led the team in special teams tackles that year. I had like 85 tackles, 89 tackles.
Talk your shit, Stu.
Yeah. My rookie year or whatever, and playing pretty good. And so then the next year I come in as the starter. So then I start the next, Norv, and then Norv's second year. And then Art Shell's 3rd year. So basically here's the deal. So my contract, here's the deal. I'm still stuck in a rookie contract. I'm just making league minimum for a first-year player, a second-year player. I think back then it was like $280,000 or something like that, maybe. I think before tax.
Was Gerard Cooper staying at the house with you at this time?
Oh no, so Gerard. I'll get to Gerard. Gerard.
Okay.
When he was feeling his black heritage, he was Gerard. No, he was Gerard, yeah. But when he was feeling his white culture, he was Jared. So depending on whatever one you want, yeah. So anyway, so my agent, Ben Dogra, Mark Heligman, it was SFX out of St. Louis, Missouri, but then Ben Dogra signed with CAA, Creative Arts Agency there. I think basically they were performer, they were more in entertainment, and they wanted to go out and get the best sports agents in every sport. Anyways, I love Ben Dogra, the best agent. He set up in my contract escalators. So depending on how much I played in years 1, 2, and 3, predicated my salary in years 4 and 5. Because technically, really after year 3, which was my best year, that was Art Shell's year. That was when we went 2-14, but the defense was number 1 pass defense.
Yeah.
Number 3 overall defense. And I finished second in the NFL for safeties with 109, 1 behind Chris Hope of the Tennessee Titans. He had 110.
Fuck your shit, Stu.
So really, that would be my free agent year, like coming off my best year. But no, I'm still stuck in I still have 2 more years under my contract, right?
Yeah.
But because of those escalators, my base salary in year 4 was $2.5 million, which was pretty good. And so after that year, so again, I had been a starter last 2 games of my rookie year, then all of my second year, all of my third year. Rob Ryan's having me vouch for him to Al Davis, and I have my own show. They're selling my jerseys. I have my own suit line. Like things are going. I'm doing. I every Tuesday I'm going in the community. Whenever I was good with all of the media, so I'm like,
was your show? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but was your show with Papa?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, bro, that brings us back, man.
Boy, yeah.
That was back when, like, I used to, not to derail this because everyone wants to hear from you and not from me, but I would download stuff off the internet, like dial up and shit, and like wait for these things to come across.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, for now, everything is so easily accessible. But back in the day, I'd sit at my freaking PC and wait for an hour for a video to come across or whatever. Because the Raiders, for those of you that don't know, for those of you that are young enough, the Raiders were one of the first to embrace the internet and to have a badass website and to do web shows and do interviews and all that stuff, man. Nobody was doing that back in the day. Anyway, sorry about that.
They had a lot of content. Yeah.
A lot of online content.
Hey, real quick too, Murph. I know you work with something specific with your website, but I just want to tell you, brother, this is your show as well. So if you want, I will send it to you. You can upload it on your channel also. If you want to.
Heck, absolutely.
I will send it right after we're done, and you can upload it, brother.
Oh, you're the man. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Hey, real quick, before Stu gets back into a story, also let everybody know what you got going on with the
One Nation Foundation.
The One Nation Foundation.
Thank you for asking. Well, so and I'll keep it brief because I could talk about this for an hour. But the One Nation Foundation is our nonprofit. So when we figured out we could make money doing Raiders fan radio, we decided we were going to give it all away. And so we used to just give it away through the show, but then we realized, like, we didn't want to run in through my personal finances. So we formed our own nonprofit. So that nonprofit is the One Nation Foundation. And we give all the money raised away to strictly Raiders related charities. Our biggest one that we give to is the Biletnikoff Foundation. So for those of you that I could see on the channel there. So I got this ball signed at when we donated our last check, which was for $10,000 at the Biletnikoff Foundation dinner. And and a lot of Raider legends.
His is against the domestic violence, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah. So what they do is
was that Rod Martin's name?
Yeah, we got Rod Martin on here, Fred Biletnikoff, Marcus Allen, Greg Townsend. There's even Shooter McGavin is on there. If you're yeah. So old Christopher McDonald, but so the Biletnikoff Foundation funds these places called Tracy's Place of Hope, which was founded in honor of Fred's daughter that was taken from us way too soon. And then also the Biletnikoff Center of Hope. And those two facilities provide counseling for young women that are at risk of substance abuse and domestic violence, and then also rehabilitative services in a safe space where they'll bring them in, and then not only to keep them protected, but also teach them domestic skills and whatnot. So when they reintroduce into normal life, that they're fully prepared and capable of taking on those challenges. And so it's a wonderful, wonderful organization. That's where the majority of our giving goes. But we've given to Allison King and her cancer battle. We've given to the Stabler XOXO Foundation. We've given to any Raiders related charity. We are open to. In fact, this year, we're giving to the folks at Raider Dad that provide outings to Raider games in Las Vegas for underprivileged kids and their families. So we can create opportunities and experiences for not only young folks, but to do it with their parents, because we all know as Raider Nation, this is a family thing. And my Raider fandom comes from my dad and my uncles, and that's not an uncommon tale. That is a very much a family thing. And so we're partnered with them. So anyways, thank you for the platform. I'll shut up now, but
no. And real quick too, we'll be throwing up a banner soon on PlanetRaiders.com with the One Nation Foundation link and stuff. So you guys stay tuned for that. We're definitely going to put it on the website whenever you can. Murph, give me a banner over so we can put it on the site.
I'd be honored to. Thank you very, very much.
I told Swaggy, but we already talked about it in the text. So I already told him I was like, bro, say less. So just send it over whenever you can. Okay. And me and Wasted to put it up. So
how long have you had that?
So we started it back in 2019. So we had to unfortunately take off 2020 because of COVID. So the first year we raised $2,000. Then 2020 we took off. Then
how do you raise your money?
It's all strictly by direct donations. So we auction off stuff like this. We auction off merchandise, any of our advertising that we get,
super chats,
merchandise sales, super chats, all that stuff. We give it all away. So we went from $2,000 to $5,000. Then this last year we gave $10,000. And so this year our goal is 15, but I think we might be able to go far beyond that. I can't tell you the exact corporate sponsor that we have, but we have one that's already committed and 2 pending. And if we get corporate sponsorship behind this thing, it's going to go through the freaking roof. It's going to be bananas. So, so thank you, Stu, for asking, man. But it's been about 4 years we've been doing this.
Well, I have a nonprofit called Stu's Crew that I established in, I think, 2007 or whatnot, and helped out underprivileged kids. And we did Shop with the Jock, where I bring kids in during Christmas, and they would actually shop with athletes from my high school. We had a wrapping station. We did a turkey drive. I have a scholarship in my name, so I'm big.
We all got to connect on that, Stu, because I got the OakLosVegas nonprofit about to pop off, and my wife, she's such a give. Like, you know how Tiff is, Stu. Yep. Like, she wants to run that, and she wants to. We want to hit the streets. We got to connect all these dots.
Fun, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. To be able to do that, man. So yeah, definitely. I definitely would like to.
One Nation Foundation, right there. Stu, now get back to talking your shit about Al Davis kicking you the fuck out the organization.
So like I said, really after that year Jesus, Art Shell, the 2006.
Yeah.
See, here's the deal. In 05 and 06, my coach was Chuck Pagano. And that's when I had my best years. Well, that 06 season, when he got rid of the offensive coaches, but he hired back, Rob Ryan and Wink Martindale. Well, Chuck's like, hey, Al, like, because he had his boys, he got his starting coaching start with Butch Davis, I think, in Miami. Mm-hmm. And Butch Davis had just got the head coaching job at North Carolina. And he was like, Chuck, I want you to be my D coordinator. And Chuck's like, Al, I have this, this other job. Like, are you going to resign me? Or like, what's going on? And Al was just kind of dragging his feet, and Chuck left. And when Chuck left, that was the start of my downfall. Because from there, I want to say, so that was with Art Shell. Yes. So that's when Lane Kiffin came in, and then he brought in Darren Perry, a defensive back coach. And he tried to replace me right away.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like I've been, and not only was I a starter, but I was almost on every special teams too.
This is when we got Huffy, right?
Yeah.
No, Branch, right?
No. Huff was Art Shell. Huff was
okay. So Huff was already there.
Played together, right? And then Branch is the one that they brought in after you, right?
So
was it Tyvon Branch?
No, so is he from Ohio? Did he come from Ohio?
I don't remember the school, but
he's 33.
Yeah. Tyvon Branch
drafted him, but no. So it was actually Jabril Wilson. But anyways,
I remember that. Yeah.
I remember.
Holy crap!
Lane Kiffin came in, and Darren Perry comes in, and all of a sudden they start bringing in these safeties, and then all of a sudden at training camp I see Donovan Darius. I'm like, what the fuck we need him for? Like, they just drafted Huff. I'm like, so I'm like, me and Huff got this thing locked down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
strong free.
And then they bring in him. I beat his ass out. And then all of a sudden Rob Ryan brings in BJ Ward, I think, safety from Baltimore, number 28. And all of a sudden I'm split. I remember it was at the Miami game down in Miami, the one we won.
And real quick, and mind you, Stu is very cool with Rob Ryan. You guys still, they're tight.
So, yes. We've mended some fences, but
he's a Nashville guy. Him and Rex, and we see him at Predators games a lot.
Are they really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I assume they live here because they're at Nashville sporting events all the time. Yeah.
Really? Huh? I wonder. Maybe they made the move from Houston to
Foot Fetish Rex.
What is it?
Foot Fetish Rex.
Oh, that's the brother though. That's yeah. That's okay. So and again, Rob, I was Rob's guy. Like he's like every great team needs to have someone back there that I can trust because I pretty much make sure everybody was lined up and just I knew the calls and I was that guy for Rob, and so I had a great relationship with him. I even remember when Buddy Ryan, God rest his soul, came to practice. He thought I looked a lot like the white safety they had in the '85 Bears. I can't think of his name. You guys would know it, right?
Oh yeah, it's the guy that wore 4-6. It's the reason the 4-6 defense exists. Oh shit, Dan. Give me a minute. It's Dan something. God dang it! Keep
bad motherfucker. Anyway, so
I'm a little younger than y'all, so
I think you just called me old again.
Just a little bit.
So but again, I'm like,
it's almost past Peepaw's bedtime here, man. What are we doing?
I'm
hey, real quick too. Hey, Murph, if you gotta go, bro, just let us know.
Gary Fensick.
That's it. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Yeah. That's why. So a lot of people think that 4-6 is an alignment. It's not. It's because that was his number was 4-6, and they brought him as a safety down to play close to the line of scrimmage. That was that famous Buddy Ryan defense. Absolutely.
Oh, and actually, here's a little kind of cool little nugget is Van McElroy recruited me when he was an agent. When he was a sports agent, he actually came to my house, and he was one of the guys I was thinking of having him represent me when I was coming out. So, but anyway, so.
Wait a minute. I'm just popping in my. Is it Dan Hampton? Not Gary Fensick. I think it's Dan Hampton. I'm trying to look that up.
I think it is Fensick though.
Nope, we're all wrong. Here we go. So it's jersey number of Doug Plank, who was a starting strong safety for the Bears when Ryan developed the defense, a role typically played in the formation as a surrogate linebacker, according to Wikipedia.
White dude.
Doug
White
Plank.
Dude.
Yeah,
White dude.
yeah. Doug Plank. There you go. Put that in your trivia bucket, Raider Nation, and go trivia night.
Fuck yeah, suck
Doug Plank.
Deep, man.
Doug walked the plank.
Throw that motherfucker. All right. So again, I'm going, and then that fourth year, and here's the thing again, Al Davis would not let me and Michael or any safety when it was Derek Gibson, when it was Ronaldo Hill, when it was Buchanan, when it was me and Woodson, it was free and strong. And I was the free 17 to 20 yards between the hashes.
And you guys played cover zero, right? It was man to man.
Most of the time it was single high. Yeah. 8 in the box, man the corners. But here's the thing. There's no disguising. You know what I'm saying? I never got to come down. So the quarterback knows where I'm at. So he's never going to throw it in the middle of the fucking field. Right. So there's just nowhere where for me to, and then if I'm making tackles, if that ball carry gets past those front 8, which happened quite a bit, it's a fucking one-on-one drill between me and the end zone. And you're talking Larry Johnson twice a year, Daniel Thomason twice a year. You had Denver always had 1,000-yard rusher.
Oh yeah, every year.
And they were always somebody different. It was Mike Anderson or Orlando
Davis,
or like always some random freaking that stupid zone blocking scheme that Shanahan used to run.
Oh, I hated that shit, bro.
Brutal. Talk about plug and play, man. And you're right. And you're left out there on an island, Stu. Like you're and
here's the deal.
I gotta compliment you, man, because you took a lot of shit on the nose back in the day because it was like they would put highlights of the game and it would be some highlight of some running back. Like, but what the fuck are you gonna do? You're yourself. Like you have no help back there, man.
So I used to count my missed tackles, and I think I averaged about maybe 8 or 9 a season. But those 8 or 9 are going to be touchdowns. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's very easy just to go, what the fuck is this white dude? Get him the fuck out of there, right? You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of times too, I might be on the other side of the field, and just because my deal was get to the ball. If it's good, my motto was, if it's going to be, it's up to me. I was trying to make every play. So I might be running and chasing while all the dudes gave up, but I might not get there until right at the end where, you know, I'm diving and he's diving. And again, it looks like, oh, fucking look at this dude again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in that 4th year, our run defense just wasn't, again, it wasn't doing so well. And for whatever reason, me and Huff, we kept talking about, hey, can we go right? Because really, I was more of a strong safety and he was more of a free safety.
Real quick, Stu, Sapp was there this year, right?
Sapp was there all 4 of my years.
Okay, yeah, okay. Got you. Okay.
And again, Sapp's a very, very close friend of mine. I talk with him at least once or twice a month. One of the highest football IQs you could ever fucking be around. The guy is he knows his football.
Hey,
Stu, a little breakdown on Devin White, by the way.
I loved it. I loved it.
Oh.
I loved it.
That was good. That was good.
What is this?
Oh, you know, I feel some type of way about Sapp, but it's cool. It's
cool. No, I know.
But more, it's not about the Raiders. It's more about how that situation played out with you.
Yeah. No, I got you.
I take anybody that attacks you, I take personal. And he didn't attack Stu. Like that's his guy. That's his guy. But
it was just.
Yeah. It is what it is.
So all of a sudden, I remember me and Rob, or me and Huff, we were just talking about, hey, can we go? Because that way we can also disguise a little bit too. So it's not just always the quarterback knows exactly what the fuck we're in. Because I'm down, and can we go right and left? And here's, well, no, okay, that's the same thing. Anyway, so during that year, all of a sudden it was maybe week 4 or 5, and the media was getting on Rob Ryan about his run defense, right? And there's again, I'm the fucking free safety. I'm sitting 20 yards fucking deep, right? There's 10 other motherfuckers up there, really 8. The corners are locked up. There's 8 big ass fucking motherfuckers making a lot of money up there that should be taking care of some of that shit, right?
Yeah. And your corners, like you mentioned, we don't see this anymore. Your corners were locked up. So you had Nnamdi and Chris Carr on the other side.
It was more of Fabian. It was more of
Fabian. Okay.
And then a little bit of Chris Johnson towards the end there.
Oh, 37. Oh my gosh. Memories right there.
Yep. Chris Johnson. Okay. So I remember this was a Saturday, and Saturday we would get to the facility around 7 if it was a home game. Get there around 7. We'd eat breakfast. We'd watch some meet with the defense, then do a walkthrough. Right? Just we're out of there by 8:30, and all of a sudden Rob Ryan's up there, and he's got a paper up there. And
was this the F word story?
Yes.
Okay, got you.
So again, and I that year, again, like I said, there were some tough games that we had, and I probably missed 1 or 2 more tackles than I usually did. But again, it's very easy to see. So, hey, what's going on with the run defense? Oh, it's our safety. It's Stu. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very easy for that to be.
Hey, and you're at the 3rd level of the defense.
I'm the last guy. I'm the last guy that. You see, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
They don't see the other ones or whatever. They see this fucking. I'm telling you, and I say
you're not only at the 3rd level, you are the 3rd level of the
yeah. And then I got Nnamdi going, help me over here. And I got Fabian going, help me over here. And then Huff's like, hey, dude, help me with this. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Goddamn, guys, shit. But again, it was a deal where. And I know this for sure, when Darren Perry came in and Lane Kiffin came in, we were just finished 2-14. They didn't look at what we had. They just kind of looked at it and thinking everyone's shit on this team, and looking going, oh, well, no shit. They're fucking went 2-14. They got some fucking white safety from Purdue back here. Like, and I talk that way because that's how it is.
Right. No, look, you've been in the locker rooms. You played the game, and
that's like
no. But what's funny is you said this around rest in paradise to our boy Uche that played in the league. Like everybody that's been players, right? Even with Doug Gabriel, when we had him on, we talked to Gabriel. Like he was laughing because he was like, "Yeah, that shit's real." White boy, like you know what I mean? Like it's just real shit.
So
can I one more question before we move away from the configuration on this? How much because Al had such success playing tight man coverage, leaving everybody singled up, but you had George Atkinson and Jack Tatum back there, right? And it was a different defense back then. You had different.
I usually give Willie Brown shit. I say, Willie, motherfucker, these guys are coming out of a 3-point stance. I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, Steve Largent would have tore your ass up. He said, motherfucker, check the film, Stu.
So let me ask you though. So did and this is not shade at Al Davis by any means. No, anybody that's familiar with what we do around here knows that we would never be disrespectful.
Look, he is the messiah of what we do. So
amen, amen. So, but is there a conversation that he had such success doing things a particular way that as things evolved,
absolutely
moved away from that, and that's where, so you were put in those positions based on Al's priors, but that didn't translate as well to these times in which you're talking about. Is that fair?
Oh, 100. He was stuck. He was stuck back with what worked back then. And it's like, well, we can use that, but we gotta change some, we gotta evolve a little bit. So for instance, all of the game plan. And
look at that shit. That's play. Look at the play. That's crazy.
I kept all my stuff from the 2007 year. So this is our call sheet here. So this was the St. Louis Rams, August 24th, 2007 preseason. Well, anyways, this is a watered down version here. So you look here.
Me and Graphk both were like,
I'm like, what the hell?
Like leaving in like motherfucker.
Yeah, we can't see none of that shit, Stu.
Okay. Well, anyway, so this
is just read it. Just read it.
These are our plays, right? So
yeah.
You put in the majority of your game plan on Wednesday and Thursday. Those are the biggest days, right? Friday is just kind of a fucking, you're just kind of popping through things, and it's kind of a brain refresher.
It's just refreshing.
Yeah. But Al would meet Rob Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And Rob would come in Friday. And remind you, this is like the haze in the barn, man.
Yeah.
Rob's like going, well, we're not running this. We're not going to run that. We're going to run this, but we're going to call it this. We may run this, but again, we're going to do it. And if Al asks, it's actually called this. And Al would go in and say, no, we're going to go through this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, man, like what's going on here, dude? Like what the hell what is this? Like we just wasted our majority of the week's practice,
Yeah.
So, and then it would not be a surprise at 11:30 I'd get a private call on my cell phone. I'd answer it and it'd be Al. Hey Stu, today in short yardage, why were you 2x3 outside the tight end and not 3x3? I'm like going, the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, hey, get your shit right and then you hang up. You know what I mean? Like he was highly involved. He was highly involved. He was passionate. And I have a story about Al, but anyways, I digressed here. So that year again, Rob's under the heat, it's his fourth year. And also now the defense, which last year kicked ass. And also now it's like, what the fuck's going on here? You know what I'm saying? The offense was actually moving a little bit. Now the defense is puttering around a little bit. So I was it was very easy to go, well, it's our safety's not playing well. And again, remind you, they had tried to replace me twice, beat both those guys out. And then
talk your shit, Stu.
We're in this Saturday meeting.
Where's Jabril Wilson now?
Fucking, I'll get to Jabril. So we're in this meeting, and Rob Ryan's standing up there, and he's got a newspaper, and he says, "Which first of all,
yeah, this is where it gets spicy, right?
Okay.
Coaches always tell you, don't read the paper, don't read the paper, don't read this fucking whatever." But that's all those guys do when they don't want to go home to their families because they don't even know how to interact with their family because they're never around them, so they just look up shit.
But try not to say the word. If you do, it is what it is.
I won't. So he's up there and he says, "Mother, the fucking media." Yeah. And I got, how did he phrase this? He said, shit, how'd I go? He said, "I got two FAGG.
I got two maggots.
I got two maggot safeties complaining about where they want." And all of a sudden, like, what the fuck? Derek Burgess turns around and he's like, "Stu, did he just fucking?" I'm like,
"Call you a maggot with an F?"
What the fuck? I look at Darren Perry. Darren Perry is going, I don't know. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, "You're going to run it the way I fucking tell you to run it. I want to hear this bullshit." And I'm like, you don't fucking call out anybody, especially like that, in front of my fucking teammate. Because everyone's because right away, you're safeties, maggots, like, you know who they're talking about, right?
Yeah.
So then I'm like, "Derek, I need to say something to him, right?" And he's like, "Fuck yeah, you do." And I'm like, "Mike, we need to go talk to this guy and figure out because Darren Perry is over here playing the fucking, I don't know what he's talking about." And I said, "Mike, we gotta go talk." And Mike's like, "No, I don't want to." Like, okay, well,
trying to keep my job, man. Trying to keep my job.
Hey, man, whatever. And I don't like, because I treat people with respect. And I don't like to be disrespected, especially for no fucking reason, and not in front of my teammates.
I was just gonna say, in front of your teammates, nonetheless,
because they're all going like, "What the fuck?"
And mind you handled this situation according like you.
And I didn't. Yeah, again, I didn't say nothing in front of no one. I just sat there stewing, no pun intended. And I walk out. We have a walkthrough, and I walk outside, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting right by the doors, and Burgess is just staring at me laughing because he always liked to fucking get me fired up, you know. Derek Burgess was actually my best friend out there. Every Monday we would drink a case of Coors Light together. Only guy that showed up to my wedding in the Virgin Islands. But anyways,
dope. I saw
Rob run out, and he's like, I said, "Coach." He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" So I said, "Come here, come here." He said, "Yeah, what's up?" I said, "What the fuck was that?" "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, when my name is brought up in the same sentence as the word that, I don't fuck with that shit." You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? "Oh, Stu, nothing. No, it's not you. It's not you. I was trying to expose somebody. I'm trying to expose somebody." And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? I'm like, okay. I'm just like, "Coach, man, I don't like, that was pretty fucking disrespectful, man." And like I said, we had a good relationship. I was friends with his wife and his kids and all that stuff. So anyways.
Was it a flippant comment? Was it just something that came out because he was trying to drive a point and it was unfortunate, his word choice? Or
I don't know.
Okay.
That really threw me back because up to that point, I thought everything was fine, right? You know, and that's sometimes these coaches, they don't have the balls sometimes just to have a man-to-man conversation with me. Let me know if I'm fucking up. You know, don't blow smoke up my ass. Like, they blow, "Oh, I know everything's good, everything's good," and all of a sudden you're fucking gone, right? So, end of the year, and here's the deal. I remember we went down to, so then it's week 10, and we're playing at Kansas City. And that week, I kind of tweaked my calf a little bit, which also was my downfall. And in Kansas City, and I got sick. I got the flu. So I was throwing up all over the fucking room. And I hydrated. I go out Sunday before. I tested out, and Lane Kiffin and Rob Ryan come over like, "Let's do how's it?" I'm like, I can go. They're like, "Hey, you know what? I don't think we need you this game. I think Kansas City is down. I think we got enough guys out there to beat them. Like, you rest up and get ready for next week. Well, I go there on Wednesday and fucking Hiram Eugene's starting. I'm like, oh my God. Hiram Eugene, the dude that's like fucking is like, you know, the dude on How High or what's the movie with Dave Chappelle?
It's about Half Baked.
You know, the guy on the couch that like never says anything.
You're cool. You're cool. You're like, cool. Fuck you. You're cool. And I'm out.
The guy that's kind of hanging out here, Hiram Eugene's gonna fucking. He's starting over me. Like,
Hiram Eugene is the guy on the couch. That's hilarious.
Just like he like, what the fuck, right? So I'm like, okay, whatever. And sure enough, here's the deal though. It was Michael Huff and Hiram, and I'm like, you know what? If you guys are the starters, then you motherfuckers play the whole fucking game. But sure enough, one of them will get dinged up or whatever, and I have to go back in there. But we go down to Jacksonville, second to last game of the year. Remember when Warren Sapp had a million fucking calls and it was a fucking 9-on-7 drill. They had Maurice Jones-Drew, Greg Jones, Gerard was their quarterback, and I guarantee you after the first series, one of these fuckers is going to come out because they know it's going to be a physical game. Sure enough. So I go out there and fucking play. And usually you go right from the locker room, the bus to the tarmac and get on the plane. Well, we had to go like through regular check through at the airport. So we all, you know, we're sitting there waiting. We go to a TGI Fridays or whatever. We're kind of sitting there having a beer and whatnot. And fucking Lane Kiffin comes over, sits right next to me. I'm like I started fucking like Trudell Sands. Like Trudell Sands is the biggest human being ever. He's like,
hey, real quick, Stu. Hey, Rube, thank you for the donation, and I got you, my brother. Give us a second. In the middle of a great story, I got you. The story
takes quite a bit of quite a bit.
No,
but anyways, Trudell Sands like gets up and leaves, and Lane Kiffin's sitting there going, "What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm fucking you. I'm just a fucking guy you benched. Like, what do you? I don't know why you're asking me.
This is Lane Kiffin, you guys, our head coach at the time.
He's like, hey guys, next round's on me. And they're like, everyone's like, nah, we're good. We're cool. We're good. But I'm sitting here going, this is the head fucking coach. And he was 31 at the time, right?
Yeah.
Sitting right here going, Stu, what do I do? And I'm going, motherfucker. First of all, you shouldn't have benched me, asshole, right? So anyway, so that year's done, right? So coming up to year 5.
This is the Al story right here, Murph.
So this, I love it. I love this, man.
Well, there was a point that year after I had been benched. Al came by, and he said, Schweigert. He said, he said something like, "You lost your passion or something, or you're not doing something." And I'm thinking, what the fuck? I've done everything for this fucking team, man. I've come to I was the guy that addressed the media. I was the guy during the whole offseason. I didn't go anywhere whenever you needed someone to come to the facilities. I was every Tuesday. I was doing right in the community. I did everything you guys have asked. You know what I'm saying? Like making pretty fucking, again, I mean, in a pretty tough fucking position back there. Doing pretty goddamn good. I mean, like I said, a whole season I missed 8 or 9 tackles. Guys miss 8 or 9 tackles in a fucking game nowadays.
In a game today. Yeah.
And no one says shit about it, right? So
and they have help.
Yeah. Well, and they're not running against fucking Hall of Fame running backs either.
Yeah.
So and I'm just going, man, it's just okay. Well, that year again, because of my salary was predicated $2.5 million in year 4, $3 million year 5, because of how much I played in 1, 2, and 3.
The escalators.
So again, it wasn't just that's my money. I earned that money. All of a sudden, my agent calls me and says, Stu, Lane wants to talk. They want to talk about a pay cut. And I'm going, what the fuck? A pay cut? I'm like, that's my fucking money that I fucking earned.
Yeah.
The only reason, like, that's my fucking, I put my heart and soul in that to get that fucking money. And you want me to take a fucking pay cut? And I'm going, what the fuck? I was so, it was the first time in my whole football career that I had been somewhere where I wasn't the fucking I wasn't the guy.
You weren't the man.
Yeah.
It's interesting, and and not to derail your story, but it's interesting when we hear.
Okay, you've only done it 1,000 fucking times.
Well, you're fucking Stu. Dude, I talked to a former Raider, man, and the fucking amazing time. Like, this is fascinating.
Stu was the king of cutting motherfuckers off. I'll listen to him.
Fucking rip me. I love it. But you guys, listen, you come from wherever you come from. You're the best player at Pop Warner. You're the best player in your high school. You're one of the best players, if not the best player on your college team. And then you get to the NFL and everyone is the same story.
Hey, real quick, Murph, real quick. Stu, I don't want to get off topic. Who was the best 2 players in your city and you were best friends with, real close with? Rest in peace.
Charles Rogers.
Lamar
Woodley.
All stars,
Jason Richardson, Draymond Green. Well, here you go. Here's another great one for you. Terry McDaniels.
Wow. Raider legend right there.
I got pictures right now of me as a kid in Napa with Terry McDaniels.
A little fucking ghetto town of 20,000 people had 3 players come from there and play for the Raiders.
Wow.
Daniels, Lamar Woodley, and me. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Wow. Terry McDaniels is one of my favorite guys. But go ahead, Stu, because I don't want to. But no. But Murph, what were you saying?
No, I was just talking about because he was making the point that
he
was not used to not being the guy.
Yeah.
And that's the case. Well, it wasn't because you are the guy for so long just to get to where you're at.
It wasn't not being the guy. It was falling out of graces with the fucking coaches.
Okay.
And that.
But do you think your confidence low key sunk you though? Like losing your confidence?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So then I'm looking at, okay, they just fucking drafted Michael Huff last year, paid him $15 million fucking dollars. And Michael, I love Mike. We had the same agent. I love Mike.
Former first rounder, Texas guy.
Yep.
Do you see him now? This motherfucker is yoked.
Yoked. Yeah.
Murph, go look at Michael Huff's Instagram. This motherfucker's like,
no shit.
It's crazy, bro. And for those who don't watch college football, Texas Longhorn, that dude was a dog at the safety position at collegiate level.
Absolutely, he was.
Bro, he's fucking yoked. It's
no shit.
It's insane.
Actually, here, when I was house sitting, I fucking stole.
Oh yeah, you stole those from him.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike.
You took him out the garage, right?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So they draft Mike. Then all of a sudden they're asking me to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
And then they sign through free agency Jabril fucking Wilson to $28 million. I'm thinking, you want me to take a pay cut, but you're going to give some guy that's never fucking done anything for the Raiders, and you want
shade to Jabril, but all shade a bum.
Well, no, here Jabril Wilson. It was about timing. He wasn't even the starter that year. Someone got hurt and he played decent and they won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
He was a free agent that year.
Yep.
So I'm like, okay. I go, you know what? I said, I started to feel myself a little bit, right? I started to think, hey man, I know there's other teams. One being Denver with Shanahan. I had a 2-page spread in their program in Denver. Every game he'd come up and say, you're a hell of a player, Schwager. You're a hell of a player. So I'm like, fuck this shit. I said, you know what, Al? I said, take that contract and shove it up your ass. I said, cut me. Get rid of me. And this is like in February. I'm like, I didn't even go.
Hey Murph, what do you think Al did?
He cut his ass, I guess.
No.
I love this story, this part right here though. Go ahead, Stu.
He held me.
And a lot of balls to stand up to Al freaking Davis, man. Mean, know your worth, and I celebrate you for that, man, because
you look back and go,
confidence and a lot of boundaries to be established to freaking stand up to the Maverick, the guy
I'm 25, 26 years old, and I have a contract in the NFL, and I tell him to fucking fuck your contract. You know what I mean? But So and here's the other thing.
Okay.
The fans that year were fucking brutal to me.
Yeah.
Brutal to me. That game where I knocked out Tony Gonzalez, we didn't win, and I had my mother and my now wife, girlfriend at the time. We're in the parking lot there, between the Coliseum and Oracle.
Oracle, right there in the little middle section where you guys park and shit. Yeah.
So I come out there and we have,
got the mesh fence where y'all pull out. Yep.
Terrible area, but we love it.
Private undercover security guys, FBI guys. He's like, hey, Stu, just want to let you know there was 2 stabbings and a shooting. So, kind of just don't stop and whatever, right?
Your car move.
Yeah. So my wife's in the back right. My mom's in the passenger seat in my truck. And I pull out and there's, I saw like this SUV with 4 dudes in it wearing Raiders gear. And I'm like, go ahead. You guys go ahead. And they look and they like, fuck. They're like, fuck you. You fucking suck. Fuck you, Stu. And I'm like, what the fuck was it? And there's kind of awesome people are walking by and they're like, a guy acts like he's missing a tackle or whatever. And a dude tries to open up my fucking mom's door. So I jump out and luckily that same security guard saw this happen. And he said, Stu, get back in the car. I'm like, okay. And then he ended up taking those guys season tickets or whatnot. But I'm going, what the fuck, man? I'm like, this ain't, I'm sitting here doing everything I can, laying my life on the line for this organization and these fans. And like, they're trying to replace me. They're trying to cut me. The fans are fucking on me. Rob Ryan's throwing me under the bus. I'm like, fuck this shit. I want it out.
Yeah, I don't blame you, man.
Get me. You know what's crazy, Murph? When I first met Stu, right? Like, he was still trying to return to the love.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of me telling the story. So remind me to make sure I.
Yeah.
So
no, go ahead, bro.
So then, hold me. Free agency's done. Draft is done. Mini camps are almost done. Then he finally cuts me. So I was behind the 8 ball at that point.
Yeah.
That's when I went to Washington. And actually, Steven Jackson was the DB coach. Steven Jackson is a Purdue cornerback. So I'm thinking, this is great. Sean Taylor had just passed away. God rest his soul.
Rest in paradise.
We came out together, so I was close with Sean. I mean, not as close as
you guys were cool.
Yeah.
So
and they didn't draft no one, and they had Reed Doughty was their Reed Doughty, and then homeboy from LSU. Fuck, he's all steroided up. His brother played for the Ravens.
Damn, bro. Why am I feeling? Hold on.
Big ugly face ass, ugly fuck. Fucking and he worked 32.
A safety from LSU?
Yeah, his brother played with Ed Reed in Baltimore.
Damn.
I'm drawing a blank on that one.
You guys watch football or no?
Landry.
Okay. Laron, right? Laron Landry.
Oh, Landry.
Okay. Yeah. Remember the name.
Anyways, so I go there. I have a killer mini camp. The very first mini camp. I'm the starter, right? First week of training camp. And it's so fucking hot there. I mean, I lost like 12 pounds of practice. But again, I came in as an established player.
Yeah.
And I'm going to both practices, doing all the special team shit. And I'm like, hey man, just whatever, I'm the team guy. Like shit, I'll be that dude. While Jason Taylor's walking around like a fucking he's a fucking dildo.
Is this the garbage bag story?
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the deal: me and we had just gotten married. We had just found out we were pregnant. We loaded up the U-Haul.
I hate that
shit, to there, right? First week, good. We had a scrimmage on the Saturday. And again, I was run ragged, man. I was just fucking run ragged. And I tweaked my calf.
Yeah.
And I missed like 3 days. And when I came back, they wanted nothing to do with me. Like there was a meeting where Steven Jackson, and then it was another dude. Fucking, he was the cornerbacks coach, and there was like the actual defensive like backs coach.
Yeah.
Two black guys. And
Why?
I can just remember them going, "Hey Jack." They always said Jack. Hey Jack. Hey Jack. Well, there's a meeting where the entire like 30-minute meeting was him calling me out, Steven Jackson, and like I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Again, these guys don't fucking. I don't have the luxury of these guys knowing my background, so they're probably like, this dude's a bum, right?
Yeah.
So again, hold my breath. Wait till after the meeting. I said, Steven, come here. I said, what the fuck was that? What you mean, Stu? I'm like, I don't know. Like, that seemed personal to me. I'm like, if you need, we can go out in the parking lot, handle this shit, and come back in and fucking do some football shit and get it over with, whatever your problem is. Hey, man, no, it ain't even like that, Stu. It ain't even like that. From then on, I lost all of my confidence. I couldn't even play cover 2. We go to the we play in the Hall of Fame game, right? The next morning they call me. They didn't even need to cut me. There was no cuts to even be made. Yeah. They call me. They're like, Stu, come in. I said, I'm fucking getting cut. I went from a 4-year starter in California to about to 5-year deal for $3 million. I had all this shit to like 4 months later. I'm fucking in Ashburn, Virginia with a pregnant wife and a house I just bought because I signed a 2-year contract with them.
Yeah.
I walk in the facilities, right? It looked like fucking like a high school like chemist or some shit came up. I never seen the guy ever. He's like, Stuart, and he gave me this little sheet, and it was like the reason they were firing me or something. I had to sign it. He gave me a trash bag. He said, go clear your locker out. Literally, I had a trash bag down there cleaning my locker out. And I remember fucking Joe Theismann was in the locker room.
Wow.
He's a fucking piece of shit. He's a fucking arrogant fuck.
He always seemed like it.
Washington organization was so, I'm thinking, like you guys.
Hey, mind you, hey Stu, you probably didn't see it, but they sold today.
Good.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I'm like, guys, listen, like we came here and whooped your fucking ass a year ago. Yeah. So I don't know why you're acting like you guys fucking are the shit or whatever. Like, fuck you, motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
Literally,
Theismann's real name is Theismann, and they changed his name to rhyme with Heisman, so it would make more sense for him to win the trophy in college.
Wow. Murph with a haymaker. I never knew that.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Theismann. Yeah.
Fucking.
Hey, cook their boots in 83, 84.
Hell yeah. Fuck them motherfuckers. So anyway, so
was it 38-9? Jack
Squire. I'm sitting there like, the fuck am I gonna do here now? So then
I was 4 days old, Murph. I still hold that very dearly to my heart. I've seen the Raiders ring while I was alive. I was 4 days old, but it was.
Hey, you were around to see. We're coming up on the 40-year anniversary of that damn game, man.
There you go.
Come on, Raiders. Oh, we need another one.
Now, hey, Stu, real quick, because I don't want to go because I don't want to go.
No, yeah. So anyways, I couldn't watch football. I played a little bit with the Lions, but I was just behind the 8 ball, man. And I couldn't watch the NFL. I didn't say I played for the Raiders. I didn't wear anything for the Raiders. Like people would public like, well, what fuck, I never heard of you, and fuck, you didn't do shit, and your teams was terrible. You guys fucking sucked, and blah blah blah. So I'm like, I don't even want to bring it up. Like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to fucking, my fault. I only fucking did something 0.00% of people can fucking do, but forgive me. So this brings us to kind of today where, again, I finally, when I moved down here to West Lafayette and when Charles Rogers passed away 3 years ago now, I said, when he passed away, I said, we can die. Like, holy fuck. Like I still thought we could live forever. And he died. I'm like, dude, we can die. Yeah. So I said, you know what? I am not going to sit and pout and fucking be not celebrate the fact that I'm thinking, you know how many people fucking wear Raiders gear and rep Raiders? I'm like, and I actually wore it and played for the motherfuckers, and I don't even rep it. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, dude, like, get over this shit. Because I called Isaiah Ekajuba, and he's a very close friend of mine. And he's like, I said, you go to games? And he's like, yeah, dude, the Raiders actually invite me to games. I'm like, the fans don't throw shit at you and fucking call you trash and try to fight you and shit? He's like, no, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Because again, I'm only remembering the 2 or 3.
The first show that we did, Stu, you were like, you still thought it was that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like, you know, Murph, the crazy thing, this is how much I fucking love Stu, man. Look, I'm not like, Stu is so humble. He's not like the average athlete that's going to be on some dickhead, big head shit, right? He just hit me up randomly and said,
oh, yeah.
You know, bro, Stu hit me in my inbox on Instagram and said, I like your style, player.
Yeah.
Just randomly, right?
How
so
cool
I said,
because also with my mental stuff from my concussion, we'll get about that later. I don't like to leave the house very much. So this is a way for me to be social. So I like to, you know.
Yeah.
I just, it popped up. I don't even, and
but bro, I said, let's do a show. You was like, let's rock. Yeah. And from that day forward, I feel like everybody in the nation actually really got a glimpse to what he went through, you know what I mean? And where he came from. And now, bro, it's like, it's in a totally different situation. Like anywhere we go,
it saved my life.
I tell Stu all the time, like anything that I'm involved with, Stu is always like, you know what I mean? LA, Adelanto, Vegas, you know, like anything we do, this is my brother.
Because
like,
I thought about it, I'm like, man, now the fact that I have brain injuries from playing as hard as I did for the Raiders, and I'm like, wow, it was for something, because people actually appreciated my play. Because for a while, I'm like, why the fuck did I even like? These people are saying they're the best fans ever and shit like that. But again, it was 2 or 3 fucking dickheads that I'm thinking of, right?
Yeah.
So then, like I told Ike's like, Stu, come back for the reunion. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm not gonna sit around. I'm gonna be active, right? Yeah. I went back, man, and it was the first time. It was the first time I had since I fucking walked out.
Is this when we went?
The year before.
Oh yeah. So when you got the brick and you were sending me pictures.
Yes. No.
Got you.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So I went back, man, and there were actually people that were interns when I was there that are head of departments. Well, one being, like I told you, the one guy who we talked about, the
president.
Yeah. He was a huge fan of mine, but like, they're like, Stu, we're so fucking happy that you're back. And like, Scotty Touche, who was a trainer, and Bob Romansky, the head equipment manager, and the guy
legend right there, Bob and Dick Romansky, man.
Oh, dude, Romo
Raiders have only ever had, as you know, but for those of you that don't know, the Raiders have only had 2 equipment managers in their entire history.
Ever.
Romo's my fucking, well, you know that he's the face of the Raiders logo, right? That's Romo.
You said that.
Yeah.
Now, is that a true story?
That's what he told me. He might have been bullshitting me, but he goes,
you know what's funny is my sons think it's me.
He goes,
I swear to God, bro, my sons, they think that I'm the logo. Like to this day, they're like, Mom, you can't tell me nothing. That's Daddy. Like, that's really him.
That's awesome.
I used to love, because Romo still had a office in there, right? And I always wore throwback jerseys, and he loved hockey. So I'd sit there and talk to him about hockey. Yeah. And he wore them big old, like, blue blocker, like those shades, and he had one foot was bigger than, the leg was taller than the other one or whatever, right? And he goes, Swat, Stu, come here. I said, what the fuck you want, man? He goes, and he started pointing at he goes, you see this? I said, what about that ugly ass fucking pirate right there? What about that fuck? He's like, that's my face. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah,
can I ask you about another legend in the locker room?
Yeah.
Can you? And I'm sorry again. I know we're running long and everything.
No, look. We're here until you're done, Murph.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Talk about Run Jones. What a presence he was. Very
Run Jones.
Not talked about enough. But when you mentioned the Romanskys, it made me think about Run Jones. That is, you can't get more legendary than Run, and unfortunately under-celebrated. Talk about Run Jones.
Run.
Obviously, I remember when I got there, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Because
Murph is a fucking goat, bro.
Hey,
say that shit. That shit is fucking
like
phenomenal.
I'm like, this dude's just kind of fucking. All the broken blood vessels because he liked to drink. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm like, always smelled like booze. I'm like, who the fuck?
You told me that too. You like, hey,
who is this motherfucker? And like, he lived there. There was an office with a bed in it, and he would go out to the bars. He'd take the Raiders like the shuttle van. They go pick up. He'd take it out and he'd go pick up women and bring them back to the Raiders facility and bang the hell out of them. Fucking
hey, Run is the GOAT.
I was like, hey, Run. He goes, Stu, what the fuck, man? I go, you get any pussy? He goes, what the fuck you think? He goes, she's still up there right now. I said, you better get her out of here before Al comes around, man. He goes, Al's the one who told me to keep her here. I'm like, shit.
Yo, let me find out. Al was the greatest team. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But going back, like Romanski. So my rookie year, they have a kids camp, and we sign autographs. And his daughter and son, I said, hey, because my older brothers and sisters, I've been around kids. I love kids. I have 4 myself. I wish I could have more. God, Tyler and Abby. Well, anyways, I had him sit with me while I signed all these autographs, and his daughter, he said, Stu, he goes, her code, all her stuff was a number of mine. I don't want to say in case but it was 30. He's like, she still uses 30-30. And when his wife was going through cancer treatment, I got her flowers and all that stuff. And Bob's like, Stu, like, don't you want some gear or whatever? I'm like, you give me your address. Before it beat me there. When I got home for my very first time, I had a box, probably $7,000 worth of fucking Raiders gear, man. And I actually cried, man. Just like, it was really cool because people were like, Stu, man, you are exactly the same as you were back then, man. And it was to go back, and I have a little thing on my channel. I say to get this back in my life was such a huge part of it that you know how hard it is to avoid something, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like to be mad at something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck that, man. And really Ike. And then
hey, Stu, look, let me tell you real quick before you go on I want to say this real fast. Cause I don't think I've ever said this, but like, you my family, right? You're my brother for life, bro. Like, but for me to be able to be a part of your story, your comeback story, thank you for allowing me to be a part of that, bro. Because
thank you for bringing me into because again, remember I said, wow, I'm like,
no, you were really struggling at the beginning. Like you were like, I don't think people want to see me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you have a story, bro. Like, and back then, Stu was shocked because just like you did, Murph. What did I do? The same thing Murph did when he first came on the show. Former 3rd round pick, Purdue's interception leader. And Stu was like, yo, you did your homework. I'm like, bro, I know you. I grew up watching you, bro. Like,
you know what
I'm saying? So what do you mean? And he was like,
I used to use you in Madden, Stuart.
Here's the other thing.
And he was, bro, one of the greatest in Madden ever.
I do was pretty good, man. His speed was like 96. But
you would. Hey,
here's the thing, though.
You ain't fast like that in real life, though, bro. I dog walk you, but I hear you though.
With the UAs. No, but
the
thing that was great though is I got to see the fans from a whole different perspective, because I remember there was times I'm thinking these motherfuckers like they get madder and more worked up than fucking we do, and I'm like, what the fuck? But then when I got to understand why you guys do, because you put so much into it.
The culture, it's deeper than just a football team. Like bro, you play for the Lions, right? Or you play for the Giants. You played for the Washington Redskins at the time. You're a Raider. You're not a Redskin. Amen. You're not a Lion. You're a Raider. Like the thing with us is, bro, we're different than anybody else. It's like, oh yeah, cool, blah, blah.
And two, like the persona like is totally like I was like a throwback dude, man. Like I wasn't like a pretty white dude with like lined up and shit, and looking. I had the long hair, the beard, like we get drunk. Me and Coop fucking going out to Ricky's and
love Ricky, bro. Rest in peace to Ricky. Rest in peace,
Ricky Ricardo. His wife Tina.
Oh, love Tina to death.
But that's the other thing is I want to be able to let the fans know what, because again, when you go to games, you're so far back, right? And the player, we're all in our helmets, and so we don't even look like human beings, really. We almost look like robots. And then we go under the tunnel or under the stadium.
I know when you're gone.
You don't see us, right? Yeah. You don't think that we're regular fucking people that go shopping and get milk and cut the lawn and do stuff. So I always tell people this, like, if you do run, most of the time, 98% of the dudes when I played were pretty good dudes. That's the NFL period. But there are some that they act a way and you don't need to act that way. And that always and I want to let people know that you don't like that shit, like the way that some of those guys are and how they act like they don't have time for stuff and bro, like this type of like, fuck you, man. Like you are just a fucking dude that takes a shit in a toilet that ends up in a river just like everyone else. So don't fucking don't act like you're some fucking like, and I loved being able to like kind of like me and Cooper, I learned a lot about how to really like.
I've been trying to find Coop too, but I haven't been telling you that because I've been trying to surprise you. I can't. There's nothing I can. Bro, I've tried. Like there's no social media presence from him. I have no idea. Like there's nothing of him at all. No Facebook, no Instagram, no Twitter. No, I can't find anything from Gerard Cooper.
It worries me. But again, he was a guy like. Well, here's the thing. I remember it was like week 4, and all of a sudden it was like a Friday. And we came in the team meeting like, Stu, there's another white dude, bro. There's another white safety dog. What the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck is this fucking loser? Because we got him off waiver wires because he flipped his fucking excursion, fucking driving drunk. And I was like, okay, I can fuck with this dude a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went to San Diego. So this might have been Saturday morning. And we fly to San Diego, and there was 2 locker rooms. And this is a Plunkett story too. There's 2 locker rooms. So I'm kind of with like, the younger guys. And since Cooper just got there, like I go in the locker room and he had like a corner stall. His pants are already on. His socks are up. He's spatted. I see all these fucking tattoos. He's got these like Hollywood glasses on, and he's just fucking bumping the techno. And I'm like, what the fuck is this fucking psycho, right? And then I go out in the stadium and everyone's like, Coop. And I'm like, who is this motherfucker? And then we became close friends because I had an ICP book bag. And he was like, he's like, you a juggalo? I'm like, I've been a juggalo since 94. And then after that, dude, we were inseparable. But that game, and Cooper will, we're showering again. We're in a different shower. So we're showering with like the coaches and, Plunkett was part of the radio crew. Plunkett came in that motherfucking shower, dude. And me and Cooper were like, his bush was fucking, we were like, what the, like me and Cooper were like, what the fuck, dog?
70s porno?
Bro, I'm like, Plunk. God, doesn't that shit get caught in your zipper? I mean, that's got to be uncomfortable, bro.
Hey, what's funny is, doesn't a bush sound like a plunk?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Who's the real Super Bowl MVP?
He's just.
Hey, Stu. Hey, this is the best way. This is the best way to end this show. That's the Patriot way. That's the Patriot way, man.
Oh my gosh, that's funny shit.
That's the Patriot way, man.
Hey, dude. Hey,
that's hilarious.
Hey,
and then Plunkett's bush.
Oh my!
So, I will say this though. Later, and I'm thinking this. Going back for the reunion, I'm thinking, like, there's gonna be the legends, and then there's gonna be like the rest of us, that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Everybody kicked it together.
We had a thing that said, hey, your name and your year and position, and everyone from fucking Rod Martin to fucking Romanowski to fucking I played with Rich Gannon, so not Rich Gannon, but I mean dudes from
everybody.
Valpiano.
Phil.
Yeah, just coming up like, hey, how's it going? We just chopped it up with them. And then I got to go back for when Woodson had his Hall of Fame thing when they played the Kansas City Chiefs. So they brought all of the Raiders legends there, right? With their yellow jackets.
Yeah.
God damn it, forgive me. He was an offensive lineman back in like the 70s, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
Art Shell?
No, fuck Art Shell. Art Shell's a fucking.
Art Shaw is the first one that comes to mind, but
no, a big white dude.
White dude.
And,
was he on the right? Was he on the right side of the line?
I'm not sure. I don't know. But he's older, but big son.
Oh shit. He only played for the Raiders for a couple of years. At the end of his career, he was a Charger. I know it's not Sims. It's shit.
Lyle?
I'll land on it. No, and I missed where you said white dude earlier. God dang it. It's around the chat room. Come on.
I'm trying to think who that is.
3-letter last name.
No, it's not Otto. It's not Otto, you guys. We know Otto.
It's God dang it. I'm embarrassed. I can't remember this off the top of my head.
This is making me like.
This is driving me nuts because Ron Mix. Thank you.
Ron Mix.
Much respect. Matt Marinovich, Easy Raider. Yes, that's who it is.
He's Ron Mix. We're in the alumni suite up there, you know. And I said, first of all, hey, thank you for, you know, everything you did, you know, as paving the road for us young guys. And I said, could I get a picture of you holding your, you know, having your Hall of Fame ring up? He goes, fuck that. And he gave me his Hall of Fame ring. And I have a picture with him in his yellow jacket and his Hall of Fame ring. But like, literally like, I'm Lester Hayes. I got a chance to,
oh my gosh, the judge.
I'll tell you one Lester Hayes story. So this is up in training camp up in Napa Valley. And, I remember it was during after individual period, Willie Brown said, come here, boys. And he pulled us in. He goes, I got a special guest for you. And I see this guy, you know, and looks like he can still fucking play, right? And he got up there. He comes in there. He says,
still got stickum on his socks.
Just sweating. Got a towel. I didn't give a fuck if it was my mama across that line. I was going to beat that bitch's ass. I was like, I'm like, okay, I get that, but I'm like, I don't know if with the new rules. I don't know if
you can do that.
Fucking stupid.
Oh man, dude, yeah.
Real quick, man. I don't want to keep Murph on because I know it's 1 o'clock in the morning out there.
Hey, Murph, you get my number?
Yeah, I got your number, man. I'm going to reach out to you. And I got to tell you, and before you sign us off, man, much respect to you, Graphk, for inviting me tonight, man. It's always fun to chop it up with you.
I will say this: we had good energy. You know what I'm saying?
It was fun, man. Really fun. And Stu, great to meet you, man, and great to share some space with you and hear the old stories, man. And I've been taking notes this whole time, and I got more shit to ask you about.
I have thousands.
Oh no, hey, so
I'm gonna look forward to the next one, man.
No, Murph, because look, the Graphk and Stu shows are weekly, so let's do another one of these.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to do that.
The cool thing is, man, you know, we know how to, because Murph's been doing this for so long, like so. We know how to let people just do their thing, talk, and you know what I mean, kick back and jump in when we need to, right? And like with Stu, what's up, bro?
Wait, hold on. I was gonna say I just saw something in Murph's background here.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I love all of his reference gear, man. Oh yeah,
there
we
you
got
go.
The same Woodson. Heck yeah.
I got great Woodson stories too.
Oh yeah, hey, we got Wood coming on shortly. I promise you. I've been telling her.
Ray Buchanan is coming in. a week from today, because his son, they have the spring game at Purdue.
Big play, Ray.
Stu, let's get him on.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get him
on.
So Ray, maybe we can get him on. We got, Stu spoke with Aiden O'Connell, starting quarterback for Purdue,
and Payne Durham, tight end.
Payne Durham. So we should have these guys on shortly. But hey, Stu, man, look, let me say this, right? All the content creators, we get all the fucking, the flowers and shit for what we do. But like, bro, like without you,
well, it's a lot of work though. It's a lot.
No, it is, bro. But definitely is.
How much work goes into it.
But brother, like when we have you on, you make our lives that much easier because you've been through so much, and a lot of people wish that they were so near and dear to this team like you were, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're Raiders, like, but you were between those lines. You know what I mean? So. At the end of the day, bro, like you are one of us at the end of the day, bro. Like
well, you guys give me an outlet. This is mental health for me. This is therapy for me. It allows me to be social, but from the safety of my own house.
Yeah.
And when I say safety, I'm not scared of anybody.
It's hard for me to get Stu out the house. I'm telling you right now.
I'm scared of what someone's gonna say, and I don't have I'm gonna tell them to go fucking eat a cock, and then who knows what happens. You know what I'm saying? I've been known to, but I will say this. I think, again, with the career, in just a respectful way, but I think I might have pissed Rob Ryan off, and it's a very small, the coaching world is very small, and he has a big name in that coaching world. And I think from that point, it was, the writing was on the wall. And that's what happens when you tell someone to fuck off and they, oh, this motherfucker, which is unfortunate. I mean, that's kind of shitty, but
yeah. Anyway. But you know what though, man? We all have our story, right? And you lived out yours. And at the end of the day, I don't look at this as a cautionary tale. I look at it as you had the privilege to be in the NFL for 9 seasons?
Oh, yeah. Well, Pro 9, NFL 6.
There you go. So at the end of the day,
I remember on my thing, I paid my respects to Al, and that was the one. Yes. I don't regret what happened. I regret me not being able to have a conversation with him.
Still,
the last conversation we had was,
the conversation that was had was you were an Al guy.
Amen. The end.
That there's nothing else to talk about at that point. Like there's not too many people. There you go. So with that being said, man, shout out to our brother Murph for pulling up on me and Stu tonight. Thank you, brother. Hey,
thank you for having me, man.
Hey, send me the email you want me to send it over. I'm gonna download this and send it over to you guys.
Okay.
Upload it. You know what I mean? And bro, anytime me and Stu do our shows, let us know if you want to pull up, brother. We would love to have you on again. Because those notes, they look right now. I want to hear that. If it wasn't so damn late, I'd be like, listen.
I also want to say this though. You were very respectful, and we just met. And sometimes, and as you know, Graphk, some people can get a little fucking where it's like, hey, dude, like.
It's because you give off the personality, the persona of just being cool with everybody. Yeah. So like everybody feels like everybody ain't me. I can run my mouth to Stu, and he's not gonna take it personal. And then he'll call me like bitch. Right? Stu will be even worse. He'll call me and say, put Tiff on the phone.
Get mama on you.
Yeah. So but he can do that. So, but I understand exactly where you coming from, big bro. Like I understand.
No, so Murph, you again, like I very much enjoyed, and just from a logistical standpoint, just your demeanor, you didn't interrupt anybody. Like the flow was good. You didn't have some.
He's used to me having a bunch of hoodlums on here, Murph. That
hasn't been a while. I mean, that hasn't been a while. I mean, that's been a while. But I'm just saying, like that's appreciated. Trust me.
Well, thank you, Stuart. I appreciate that.
Bring other guys on, like that goes a long way, and that gives guys a reason to be like, oh, yeah, I'll come back on. Yeah, hell yeah. You know what I mean? That comfort level. So that really helps, because a lot of guys, again, are very like.
Extra. Read all about it type shit. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, Stu, and I've enjoyed our interaction. And look, at the end of the day, and I think Graphk, I'm not one.
And if anybody asks you for money for an autograph, fucking tell him to say fuck you.
But I think Graphk would echo this, that like, we are such, you are and we're a player in this league. We are fans.
I'm a fan now.
Right. But we came up with this thing. And so ultimately at the end of the day, we have nothing but reverence for people that don the silver and black and represent the silver and black. And I think that you represent the silver and black in an amazing way. And it's unfortunate the way that your fan interactions happened towards the end of your career. But I promise you that will not be the story from this point going forward. You deserve to be celebrated. You will be celebrated. And Raider Nation's got your fucking back, Stu.
Hey, this is the last thing we're going to say. Hey, Murph.
Yeah.
You and Swaggy, man. Bring Stu over to your show with you with Shell.
When do you do your show?
100%. Would love to.
When do you do it?
Look, he got your number.
When do you do your show?
Every Wednesday. We do it every Wednesday, but we also do conversations that we do off the live
pre-recorded.
Show. Put out. We pre-record it. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So this is something that y'all can do now too without even me being a part of it. Because sometimes I need a break from Stu. He get on my fucking nerves. You know what I mean? So and sometimes it's cool to see him branch out and do other things with everybody else.
Jesus Christ, leave me alone.
hey, but real talk, man. Stu, you already know my brother. I love you. Murph, love you too, bro. Thank you so much for pulling up on us today.
Thanks I said, everybody too, thanks to everyone in the comments. And
stuff. Everybody in the chat. Yes.
Hey, Stu, enjoy the wifey's B-Day tomorrow.
Well, today, but
I know, but you guys are celebrating tomorrow.
Yep.
Murph, you let me know anything you guys got going on moving forward, and shoot me the email on Twitter right now so I can send it over.
The video of make sure everyone check out on my YouTube channel the video that I made of my daughter running track, dude. It's fucking
Stuart Schweiger on YouTube. You guys go over there and subscribe ASAP, and go check out the video, man. Real talk, like I love that you're raising some athletes, bro. I love that shit.
You'll like the video though.
I'm gonna go watch it right now.
Oh, okay. Please.
Salute to everybody in the building. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We will see you soon. We're outro. One.